sorts of apartheid, man.
How is there
Like, uh,
apartheid? The only apartheid that I'm seeing, the real apartheid I'm seeing, is the fact that there's no Jews living with Palestinians.
the apartheid I'm seeing is the Arab schools are getting less money from the government.
By the way, that's a problem, but that's not apartheid.
It's racial discrimination.
There's discrimination. There is discrimination in Israel. I mean, there's
That's
discrimination.
a form of apartheid.
It's not a form of apartheid. In America, there's discrimination, bro. You live in America. There's discrimination. And
Yeah,
by the
but not
way,
from the government.
in the Arab world, first of all, 100% in the government, and also in the Arab world, there's discrimination everywhere.
I love Hamas, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you're like a streamer or something.
No, I'm not streaming anywhere. I'm just curious. What do you love about Hamas?
Hey, are you Palestinian, bro?
No, I'm Israeli, but I love Palestinians. I have a Quran, man. I really respect Islam. I have no problem, bro. I really don't. I'm not like
Hey, I was trolling, man. I don't even love them, bro. I'm Christian, but I'm Palestinian, man.
You're a Palestinian Christian that loves Hamas?
No, I don't love Hamas. I was joking. I
Is
don't
that
even like them.
do you just open up the conversation like that to try to trigger Jews or
Yeah, it's
Israelis?
like rage baiting. It's like rage baiting.
Yeah. Why do you do that, if I could ask?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes I get funny reactions, man. That's about it.
Okay.
You support Israel?
Of course, I live in Israel, but my support for Israel doesn't exclude Palestinians. Like, I want to live with Palestinians, especially Palestinians like you guys. I see you as like the most authentic people to the land. Palestinian Christians are like if we're going to talk about indigenous people, Palestinian Christians are literally the most indigenous population in this land.
You think so?
100%. Who's the original followers of Jesus? Is it Palestinian Christians? You guys are all Jews. You guys are a bunch of Jews.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Canaanites too.
Yeah. I mean, but you guys are amongst I really believe we can all live here, but Palestinian Christians are the most native to the land, so I have nothing but respect for them.
Right, I got you. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
but
man.
well, you're a former IDF, right?
No, I didn't serve. I didn't serve in the IDF.
How'd you not?
So I was born in America, and I lived part of my life in Israel, part of my life in America. When it came time to enlist in the army, my parents made an exemption for me because I was finishing high school. I wanted to enlist in the IDF as a medic because that's what my grandpa did, but it just didn't end up happening. And then I became a YouTuber, and then my career took off, and I never ended up serving.
Really?
Yeah. So I never served in the IDF. I'm heavily supportive of the IDF, for full clarity. You know, like I work with the IDF, I film with them, I make content with them, I raise money for them, for different soldiers. I live with a soldier. Everyone in my family served in the IDF, so I'm not like anti-IDF. I just didn't happen that I didn't go.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, how do you feel about this Gaza war, man?
It's fucked. It's fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. And it's a series of mistakes that have been made since 1948 over and over and over again that have led us to this position right now. But, you know, it's when push comes to shove, I still got to support my brothers in Israel. And that includes Palestinian Christians. That includes Muslims. That includes everybody who's living within our borders, you know?
Yeah, I got to ask, are you Jewish?
I am Jewish.
You are nice, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I have nothing against Jews or Judaism. I just, Zionism is the issue.
Yeah, but you don't. The thing is, I don't think you really have a problem with Zionism. I don't think you understand what it is.
I've researched Zionism. I've read Herzl's books, man.
But I don't think you really understand what Zionism is.
I know what Zionism is.
I know
what a Zionist.
I'm a Zionist. You're talking to a Zionist right now that loves Palestinians. My landlord is Palestinian. I pay my rent out Palestinian.
Of course, but the thing is, there's Zionists, like people who think Israel has the right to exist. Then there's like Zionist extremes, like death to all Arabs, get rid of the Arabs. Like,
incredible.
those are the ones that hate the Muslims.
I'm so happy you said this. So for on the opposite side of the coin, I hate Palestinian extremists. You hate Zionist extremists, but you don't hate Zionists the same way that I don't hate Palestinians. Your culture. Hold on, let me finish. Your culture forces you to say that you hate Zionists, but in reality, I got to tell you something. Zionism is a part of your culture, Habibi. Your culture is Zionism.
Not really.
Let me prove to you why. You believe in Jesus? You a believer?
Yeah.
This coin right here, this came from the time of Jesus. Okay?
Okay.
This is an ancient coin from underground in Al-Quds in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Before there was any Islam, before anybody spoke Arabic in the land. On this coin, in Hebrew, it says freedom to Zion. Freedom. It
That's
says,
a hill. That's a hill.
huh?
Zion is a hill.
No.
Zion is a hill.
Zion is not a hill. Zion is the ancient.
Zion is a hill.
Zion is the ancient word for Jerusalem. Tzion is the
Brother, I read my Bible. Zion is a hill, bro.
again. Tzion was the geographical area of Jerusalem. This is the Jews who minted this coin when the Romans occupied Jerusalem, including Jesus. They died. They yearned. They died for the freedom of Tzion. They didn't want the freedom of a mountain, huh?
If you have a computer, you can fact check me, man. Zion is a hill in Jerusalem.
Brother, why would the Jews mint a coin that says freedom to a hill?
Bro.
Wait, hold on. Process that with me real quick.
I'll find it. All right,
This is 2,200 years old. Why?
No, I understand, but my Bible, it's all right. I'll pull it up right now.
My brother, put the Bible on the side for a second. You have an archaeological artifact right in front of you, from the time of the Bible.
No, I know, but I think it could be two different things. So I'm about to
Listen, there is a Mount Zion. There is a mountain called Mount Zion. The same way there's a mountain called Mount of Olives. And there's Jabal al-Zayt, Jabal al-Tzion, Jabal al... there's a bunch of mountains all over the area. But why would they mint a coin that says freedom to a hill? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand that. So what are they trying to say?
The Romans, who were colonizers, were occupying the Jews, the people of Jesus.
Right.
There you go. But it also represents the city of Jerusalem itself, the nation of Israel, and even heaven.
Yeah.
Sion, and this is your history, my brother. This is your history. You're a Christian from the land of Zion.
Yeah.
Why does Bob Marley, why did he make that song? By the rivers of Babylon, we wept for Zion. That's from the Bible. Because when the Jews were taken to Babylon, what did? They kept dreaming not of a hill. They dreamt of Jerusalem. They wanted to go back home to our land, bro. The land of God, where Abraham sacrificed Isaac, or was about to sacrifice Isaac. So I'm telling you, your history, and I agree with you, by the way. I will stand side by side. I will hold your hand, and I will say, if we're going to denounce extremist Zionism that wants to kill Palestinians, that wants to kill Arabs, that wants to ethnically cleanse people from the land, I'm holding your hand, bro. I'm with you. But on the same side of the coin, I want you to do the same thing for me. I don't support Palestinians who want Jews to leave the land. I don't support Palestinians who think they're the only ones who are allowed to live on the land and no one else is allowed to. I don't believe Palestinians who believe only Islam should be the ruling religion of the land. We all deserve the right to live here. All of us.
Yeah, so why is your government not allowing the Palestinians who are there, who are native to the land in 1948, to come back?
But you know it's not as simple as that. Why do you simplify it like that?
I understand, but it's been like 70
But again, it's not that simple, bro. And look, in Israel proper, it's not perfect, but in Israel proper, nowhere else in the Middle East do you have what happens in Israel proper. You have every group living in somewhat dignity. It's not perfect. And I will say the Muslims definitely get the shorter end of the stick because, I mean, there's a extremism issue in that community and it's hard for people to trust. But
not just the Muslims, the Arabs.
No. The Christian population in Israel is growing faster than anywhere else it's the only growing population in the Middle East. Palestinian Christians are leaving Nazareth, for example, to go live with Jews because it's become so dangerous for Palestinian Christians to live in Nazareth. They're literally going uphill to a town called Nofa Galil and living with the Jewish people. I've done a documentary about it. It's getting so bad. And even in Jaffa, where I live, Palestinian Christians and Muslims are having gunfights every night because the Muslims don't believe in the right of the Palestinian Christians to live there. Bethlehem is no longer a Christian city. It's a Muslim city now. And Palestinian Christians are either leaving the land or they're leaving to live amongst Jewish people.
Right.
So what I'm saying in Israel proper, we're trying. It's not perfect. I'm not going to pretend to you it's perfect. But you have 2 million Arabs living in Israel proper. Nowhere in Gaza do you have any. You don't have any Jews in Gaza. You don't have any Jews in the Palestinian areas of the West Bank.
Not anymore. Oh, you do have Jews in the West Bank.
Not in the Palestinian areas of the West Bank.
Oh, not in the. Oh, okay.
I've been to Ramallah. I've been to Nablus. I've been to Hebron.
I'm from Ramallah. My family's from Ramallah.
So I've been to the factory, the beer factory. I drank beer there in Taibe. Taibe, right? Taibe?
Oh, Taibe's right outside of Ramallah.
Yeah, they have like a distillery in the middle of Ramallah. I drank there. It's nice. I've been to Beit Jalla. I've been around. Like I partied with Palestinians. I love Palestinians. But there's no Jews living in Palestinian areas. There is, on the other hand, though, in the occupation, there's a university called Ariel University in the West Bank where Palestinians from all over Palestine are coming to study in Israeli universities.
Yeah.
So the narrative doesn't make sense. Like, you obviously know the history is complicated, bro. We've been at war for 77 years. That's why it's not that simple.
Right. Yeah, I know that, but I mean, I still feel like there's like sorts of apartheid, man.
How is there
Like
apartheid? The only apartheid that I'm seeing, the real apartheid I'm seeing, is the fact that there's no Jews living with Palestinians.
the apartheid I'm seeing is the Arab schools are getting less money from the government.
By the way, that's a problem, but that's not apartheid.
It's racial discrimination.
There's discrimination. There is discrimination in Israel. I mean, there's
That's
discrimination.
a form of apartheid.
It's not a form of apartheid. In America, there's discrimination, bro. You live in America. There's discrimination. And
Yeah,
by
but
the
not
way,
from the government.
in the Arab world, first of all, 100% in the government. And also in the Arab world, there's discrimination everywhere. But that's not apartheid. You're not calling Egypt
it's a form of
apartheid
it.
for... You're not calling Egypt an apartheid country for discriminating against Palestinians and black Egyptians. But they do it. You're not calling Lebanese an apartheid state because they don't even
What's
give...
your definition of apartheid?
Apartheid was a specific thing that happened in South Africa, which it was based on race, where the government mandated by race that these people were less. In the Israeli government, Arabs are leaders. The official languages of Israel,
Arabs in the Knesset, bro.
but that can't be apartheid.
I understand that, but they're kind of underrepresented.
But sure, they are definitely underrepresented. That also has to do with the responsibility of the Arabs to not pull themselves together. Like, you also have to give Arabs responsibility. They're not babies. They're adults. Yeah. But like, Arabic is the official language. All the documents, all the taxes, it comes in Hebrew and in Arabic. We have two languages in this country. We have, and if you want to make it an Arab thing, you have to pick and choose your Arabs too, because Arabs are not a monolith. The Druze who are Arabs, they're proud citizens of Israel that don't reject the state in any way, shape, or form. They have full rights, full equality. They live great lives.
Right.
It's mostly the Bedouins and the people who identify as 48ers or Palestinians who are having issues because there's a big sect of them that just reject the state of Israel. And again, it's your right to reject it. I'm not saying you don't have to be a part of the state of Israel, but I want you to be. You're my brother, bro. I look your eyes, bro. I see my brother. You're my family.
Yeah.
Wallah, akhi, I'm not joking. You're my brother. You're my family. I don't know how you feel. You probably don't feel the same way.
Yeah, I believe you.
But that's what I feel, and I don't want you guys to go anywhere. I don't want you to go to Jordan. I don't want you to go to Egypt. I want you right here with me. But I don't want it to be Palestine. I want it to be Israel.
Why? Well,
because
what do you mean?
Because
what does the name change? Why does
the name change? Let's break it down for a second. Was there ever a country in the history of planet Earth called Palestine? Ever?
Yes.
Where?
Yes.
When?
I'm not with you.
Okay. Let's make it easy for you. I'll do it for you because I do this all day, every day.
Even the Romans refer to it as Palestine. They call
Hold
it
on.
Syria,
Remember what I said. Was there ever a country called Palestine? A country.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey Google. Was there?
Oh no, there was a region.
A region. Amazing. There was also a region called Israel in the same land. There was also a region called Syria.
That's the first kingdom and second kingdom, third kingdom of Israel. But hold on. This is from the 1800s, by the way.
Correct, but that was also the Holy Land is called Eretz Israel. In Hebrew, the people who are native to the land, who spoke Hebrew, which all the archaeological artifacts are found in Hebrew, they always refer to the land as Eretz Israel. Always.
Yeah, native is different than indigenous.
Native and indigenous, both popular. I mean, you're not gonna be able to win the claim that Arabic is the indigenous language of the land. It was brought to this land.
It's not. But I mean, it got Arabized. They adapted the culture.
Exactly. So again, if we're gonna go either on nativity or indigeneity, Arabic, the word Palestine doesn't even make sense to call the land.
Even the Romans called it that. They called it Syria Palestina.
Yeah, but the Romans were colonizers.
Sure.
You want to side with the colonizers? You're not going to win any points from anybody in the world on that one.
No, but I'm just saying that it's been called that since like 135.
Yeah, but why was it called that? What did they name it Syria Palestina?
I guess because they wanted Syria to be part of Palestine.
Come on, you either know the history or you're pretending you don't know. Hey Google, why did the Romans change the kingdom of Judea into Syria Palestina?
The Romans renamed the province of Judea to Syria Palestina in 135 CE, after suppressing the Bar Kokhba revolt. This was a punitive measure to sever the Jewish connection to the land and erase its association with the Jewish people.
Nah, I know, man. I was trolling. I know that. But
so even as a Palestinian, I'm like, I have no problem with you calling yourself a Palestinian. But, Akhi, you are the descendant of Jesus Christ, who was a Jew from Judea. You are the
I know he
descendant.
was Jewish.
You are the descendant of Ibrahim and of Isaac and of Yaqub. You're the descendant of these people. They didn't even.
I don't know if I'm an Israelite, but I know.
Bro, I tell you right now, you are an Israelite. The same way that I'm an Israelite. I checked my DNA. My DNA says Canaanite,
but
Levantine.
the thing is, DNA goes back to So like exactly, how did they measure DNA before DNA? I mean, how did they measure indigeneity before DNA testing? They had tribes.
Correct.
So the thing is, DNA doesn't. I don't know if DNA goes back that far, honestly.
First of all, it does go back that far, especially in this region. But because there's so much archaeological evidence and mummies that you can actually cross-reference the DNA with. That's what I did. I did like an ancestry DNA test and then cross-verified it. It all goes back to Canaanite, Levantine. But regardless of the fact, for one thing that we know for sure, okay, is that you probably didn't have a connection to the Philistines, which is why the land was named.
Were Greeks.
Yeah, the Philistines were Aegean Sea people who colonized the land as well. They weren't native to this land.
Yeah.
So, like, the Romans only... I don't know why you would ever take pride in that name, brother. Your story is so much more beautiful than that. And again, this isn't me putting you down. Like, if you want to be a part of the Palestinian Arab narrative, tfadal, habibi, by all means, go for it.
What am I going to just go around saying I'm an Israelite?
Why not? Why not? Like, what?
Well,
why not be proud of that heritage?
What's your city? What's your... I'm going to say Israelite? They're going to be like, what are you talking about?
You can say that. I come from that land. I come from the Holy Land. I'm not saying I understand your prerogative. Like you want to be a part of this group of Palestinian Arabs, but if we
because we're not even genetically Arab, because the Arabs come from the Arabian Peninsula.
That's what I'm saying, my brother. That's what I'm saying.
Culturally, we are.
That's what I'm saying. Culturally, you're not even really though, because they don't accept you guys. That's why no one's helping the Palestinians.
No, they do, man. It's just
they don't, brother. Everywhere in the Levant where Palestinians had to go after 1948, after the Nakba. Everywhere they went, they were discriminated against, and they're still, even till today, considered refugees. How the fuck does that make any sense?
Because they did dumb shit. They tried to kill the king of Jordan.
Bro, it's not just because of that, though. It's because they don't see you guys as equals.
Okay, sure, but right now, Jordan is 80% Palestinian.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 80% Palestinian. First of all, I think Abdullah is occupying Palestinian land. Jordan, if you want to make a Palestine,
What's
that's
the mandate?
Yeah, like Abdullah. Where is Abdullah from? What is his family from?
Lebanon or something?
No, he's a Hashemite. What is a Hashemite family? Hashemite. You know, on the Palestinian flag, you have red, green, black, white.
Yeah, like the Jordan flag.
Each one's for a different dynasty. Each one's for a different Khalifa. The red color is the Hashemites. The Hashemites are the descendants of Muhammad from Saudi Arabia. You guys are not the descendants of Muhammad. You have no connection to Muhammad genetically. Maybe some people came in like...
Muhammad had kids?
Yes, he had 10 wives. He had a bunch of kids.
What? I don't even
He has a bunch of descendants, you know? Like, there's a bunch of people and who knows how many other people he copulated with and created more babies. But the reality is that King Abdullah is occupying Palestine. And no one's talking about it. I'm like, if you want to make a Palestinian state... The most logical place to put it is in Jordan, because what the fuck is Jordan? What kind of country is Jordan? What is that?
Yeah.
It's literally Palestine. If you want it to be Palestine, but I say, bro, we need to unite together. We're both. I'm down to not call myself a Jew anymore and call myself an Israelite. That's what I believe in. But I want this. I want the same for you, bro. Because you're not. I don't know what the fuck a Palestinian is.
I might just say I'm a Canaanite.
You could say Canaanite, but Canaanite is before we got our culture, before we got our belief in one God, which you believe in one God. You know.
Right.
Let me give you the last evidence of proof, and then I'll leave you alone because I feel like I'm harassing you, and you seem like a nice guy.
No, you're not. But go ahead, show me.
This is a coin. Okay. You know what the Umayyad dynasty is?
Nah.
The Umayyad dynasty was the first Khalifa after Muhammad died when they conquered Jerusalem. The Arabs, they created a dynasty. It was called the Umayyad dynasty. This is when they started Arabizing everyone. They Arabized Egypt. They Arabized Palestine. So they made a coin. They minted a coin in Jerusalem. On the coin, they said La ilaha illallah. On the back, it says Muhammad Rasulullah in Arabic. It's kind of hard to see because it's very old. This coin is 1,300 years old. What's the design there in the middle of the coin?
That's a menorah, but that was made by a Palestinian.
What was made by a Palestinian?
The menorah. Nah, I heard this. That,
what?
Like, the people that call themselves Palestinian today, like that identify as Palestinians, were the people that made the coin.
The coin?
You know what I mean? That made the menorah. I'm tripping. The menorah.
How? The menorah predated the existence of the word Palestine by a couple thousand years.
No, I know. I'm saying the people today that refer to themselves as
Palestinian?
Palestinians when they created the menorah back then.
So why do they reject it completely today and they don't use it anymore?
I don't know, but that's just what I heard.
It's because they probably weren't, but I mean, or they probably were. I'm not going to discount. They might have been a part of that story. They definitely weren't the same way that Palestinians say they invented knafe. That's also not true. Like knafe doesn't.
It was a Judean that created the menorah, right?
Of course, it was not only a Judean; it was an Israelite.
Jew are different because Jew started in Greece.
No, Jew didn't start in Greece. Jew started in Judea. But you're right. An Israelite and a Judean is slightly different. All of us from this land are probably descendants of the Israelites, and we're different tribes. But this coin is to prove that even when the Muslims conquered Jerusalem, the Arabs conquered Jerusalem, they didn't conquer it from the Jews, by the way. They conquered it from the Byzantines, who conquered it from the Romans, who conquered it from the Jews. So there was a huge gap of time between when the Arabs conquered Jerusalem, and they still felt the need to call back to the Jews on a coin that was separated hundreds of years after the Jews left, or after the Jews were kicked out.
How did you get that, by the way?
I have an antiquities dealer that sells me rare shit. It's really expensive stuff. Yeah, he smuggles all kinds of crazy shit from around the Arab world into Israel, so it's saved. And also, like, he genuinely goes on digs and finds stuff. But he sold me it so I could do this propaganda so people can learn a little bit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyways, my little brother, I love you so much. I wish you nothing but the best. People like you, I want you to come back home. I want you to live side by side with me. And that's it, bro. I love you, man. I wish you nothing but the best.
I appreciate you, man. Have a good day, man.
Sharafna, Habibi. See you, brother. Bye-bye.
Yeah, see you, bro.
What a sweetheart. Look at that. Palestinian, really open to learning. That's beautiful. I feel like we did the whole lesson. 20 minutes, disseminated the whole truth to him. Maybe just a little chance that he'll walk away saying, I'm an Israelite, not a Palestinian. Where's the logic in being a Palestinian? I don't understand. If you know that there's no such thing as a Palestine, or it's calling back to the Greeks, why would you want to be that? If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.